What is up, family? I'm so excited. This is the first leadership episode, and today we're going to talk about consistency, being consistent in multiple areas of our lives. But before I get into the actual content of today's episode, I just want to preface by saying that yes, I am a Christian. I unashamedly believe in Jesus Christ. He is my Lord. He is my Savior. But I do want to preface by saying that these leadership episodes are not necessarily just for Christian leaders, not just for ministry leaders. Yes, it can help those in ministry. Yes, it can help you if you're in any type of Christian leadership, ministry position, anything like that. It can help you. But I do want to say that these leadership principles, these leadership episodes and teachings are not limited to ministry leaders, to Christian leaders. I believe that these leadership principles, these leadership teachings and points can be applied to whatever area of leadership you find yourself in. You might be a family leader. You might be a leader at your work, at your job. You might be a leader in ministry. You might be a leader of your sports team. You might be a leader at school or at some other organization. But whatever area of leadership you are in, I believe that these episodes can help you in that area of leadership. Let me say something else before we get into the content of today's episode. You don't have to be in a position to be a leader. You don't have to have a title to be a leader. You don't have to have a name tag to be a leader. You don't have to make the most money at your company in order to be a leader. Being a leader is not dependent on your title. Being a leader is dependent on your character. Your title doesn't make you a leader. Your character does. Leadership is the ability to influence people, okay? So leadership is not limited to a position. Leadership is available to everyone who is willing to cultivate the right character, the right mindset, and the right attitude. Let me say that again. Leadership is available to everyone who is willing to cultivate the right character, the right mindset, and the right attitude. So with all that being said, let's hop right into today's content. Again, we're talking about consistency. And as we talk about consistency, you will see that consistency has a lot to do with your habits, the habits that you have in your life. So let's start. Small habits done consistently lead to big results over time. Let me say that again. Small habits done consistently lead to big results over time. For whatever reason, so many people get frustrated and they quit and they give up if they don't see results in a week. It doesn't work that way. I don't mean to burst your bubble. I don't mean to be negative. But big results, 9 times out of 10, do not happen immediately. Yes, we see because of social media nowadays that people will have one video that blows up and they go viral, and we think that that is success. Success is determined not by what happens overnight in one moment. Success is what happens consistently. That is how you measure and determine success. You might have one video that can go viral. Can you be successful for 10 years? Can you be successful long term, not just have one video blow up? So small habits done consistently lead to big results over time. Let me give you some examples. I don't get in shape by going to the gym 1 time per week. I get in shape by going to the gym 4, 5, 6 times per week. I don't become healthy by eating 1 healthy meal per week. I become healthy by a majority of my meals being healthy meals. I don't save $5,000 at one time. I save $5,000 by setting aside $100 per week so that at the end of the year, I'll have right over $5,000. It's the power of being consistent. These small habits done consistently compound to having big results over time. I don't get close to my significant other by hanging out with her 1 day per week. You don't get close to your significant other by hanging out with them or talking to them 1 time per week. You have to do it consistently. You have to be consistent. Listen, I played basketball in high school. I loved it. Now, because I was short, I didn't go down in the paint. I usually stayed on the outside. I usually stayed behind the three-point line to shoot long-distance shots. That's what I loved to do. And I had to develop that jump shot. I had to get better at that three-point shot. And I didn't do that by just putting up shots during practice with my teammates. I didn't do that by just putting up shots during the actual game. I developed my jump shot over time by consistently putting up shots before and after practice, in my driveway, late at night, outside, by myself, consistently putting up shots. That's how you grow. That's how you mature. That's how you get better. Anybody can do something 1 time, but can you do it consistently? Now, again, I'm not trying to make this some Christian teaching, but from personal experience, I'm a Christian. And relating it to my own life, I don't get close to the Lord by spending time with Him only on Sunday mornings when I'm at church. I consistently spend time with the Lord. I consistently pray. I consistently read my Bible. So what am I saying? Your character is made up of what you do consistently. Your character, who you are, is made up of what you do consistently. Listen, anybody can go to the gym for a week. Can you go to the gym every week? So many people try to have some New Year's resolution where they go to the gym and the gyms are packed for the first 2 to 3 weeks of January. And then you see people falling off and they don't stick with their New Year's resolution. I would rather be the opposite. I would rather take the first 2 to 3 weeks of the year off and not go to the gym, wait for people to quit going, and then go so that I can avoid the crowds. That's how I would rather be. So many people go to the gym for 2 to 3 weeks at the beginning of the year. Way less percentage goes to the gym for the rest of the year. Your character is made up of what you do consistently. Anybody can eat 1 healthy meal. Can you eat 3 healthy meals in a day? Can you eat a healthy meal for a week? Can you do that consistently? Anybody can save $100. This next paycheck that I get, I can set aside $100. I can do that 1 time. That's easy. But it takes self-discipline to do that every paycheck and not to blow all of my money on spending and food and clothes and that type of thing. Anybody can make time for their significant other 1 time. You can go on a date night 1 time. Can you consistently make time for your significant other? Anybody can show up to work on time for a week. You've been late multiple times, your boss has gotten onto you, so you decide that you want to be better this week, and you did a good job this week. You didn't come in late 1 time this week. What about next week? What are you going to do next week? What are you going to do the week after that? And the week after that? Are you going to be consistent about not coming in late? Because that reflects how people look at you, how your boss looks at you. Anybody can read their Bible 1 time a week. Can you read your Bible 5 times a week, 6 times a week, every day? Can you do it that often? Anybody can wake up early 1 time. You can not press the snooze button 1 time. Can you get into the habit of doing that every day? Anybody can make a 100 on a test. You studied, you worked hard to know the material for this test. You made a 100. You got every question correct. Can you do that for the next subject, for the next test? Can you study again? Can you work hard and learn and know the material again? Can you pay attention in class and not be distracted again? Your character is made up of what you do consistently. I've heard someone else say it like this: character is repeated reality. Character is repeated reality. It's who you are consistently, not what you do occasionally, not what you do when you celebrate, not what you do every once in a while. What do you do every day? What do you do consistently? Make sure that your habits are healthy, that whatever it is that you're doing consistently is healthy and beneficial to you, your life, and your leadership. So again, when you talk about consistency, you have to talk about habits. These two things are very related to each other: consistency and habits. In fact, consistency is made up of habits. It's your habits. I was reading a book one time, and it said this statistic that I thought was very significant. 42% of what you do on a daily basis is habitual. Isn't that crazy? 42% of what you do on a day-to-day basis is habitual. What does that mean? That tells me that 42% of your life is what it is because of your habits. Tell me that's not crazy. 42% of your life is what it is because of your habits. So, if you can change your habits, you can change your life. If you can change your habits, you can change your life. At least a good portion of it. So, when it comes to habits, let me help you out a little bit. You don't need to add good habits. I know that sounds contradictory to what I'm saying. Let me explain. You don't need to add good habits. You need to replace your bad habits with good ones. So what I'm saying is that if you have bad habits, don't try to just add good ones, but also keep the bad ones. Replace your bad habits with good ones. It is the power of replacement. You're going to have habits either way. The only question is, are they good ones or are they bad ones? Are they healthy ones or are they unhealthy ones? Are they beneficial to you, your life, leadership, family, or not? So you're always going to have habits, but are they good or bad? Okay? So don't just add good habits. Replace the bad habits with good ones. The key to overcoming those bad habits is not just by stopping bad habits. The key to stopping bad habits is by replacing the bad habits with good ones. The power of replacement. Let me give you some examples of this. I had an influential figure in my life, and he told me about how he stopped dipping. It was an addiction for him, but he stopped dipping not just by stopping dipping. He stopped dipping by replacing dipping with chewing gum. I know that's so simple, but what a principle. That is so smart. You replace the bad habit with the good one. You replace the unhealthy habit with the good one. Let me give you some more examples. Quit falling asleep to your favorite TV show or to an hour of scrolling through TikTok. I'm not saying you can't watch TV. I'm not saying you can't scroll through TikTok. I'm saying that it might be healthier for you, instead of doing that before you go to sleep, try reading for 20 minutes before you go to sleep. Read a book every night. If you read a book for 20 minutes every night, your life will significantly be different by the end of this year. 20 minutes a night. You already scroll through social media for 20 minutes. You already watch TV for 20 minutes. Why not replace it with something that's healthier and more beneficial for you? Another example. You habitually eat 3 unhealthy meals per day. I'm just using this as an example. It wouldn't make sense to add a fourth meal that's healthy because you're still eating those 3 unhealthy meals. So you don't add a healthy meal, you don't add a healthy habit, you replace the 3 unhealthy meals with healthy ones, the power of replacement. You habitually get on your phone and scroll through social media first thing every single morning. You don't wake up 15 minutes earlier so you can add a healthy habit and scroll through social media. You simply wake up at the same time, but replace that bad habit with something that is healthier for you physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Replace the bad habits with healthy ones. One more example. You habitually order a soda every time you go out to a restaurant. You don't need to start ordering soda and water. Just replace the soda with water. Find those bad habits. Find those unhealthy habits in your life and begin to replace them with something that is healthier. Go on a walk. Read a book. Call a friend. Do something that might be a little bit healthier in your life and create a habit out of that. And in the long run, you will see great results. Let me give you just a little bit more of personal experience with the power of consistency. So I work at my church, Set Free Church in Easley, and I love it. And part of what I do is I manage our social media accounts. I'm the social media manager. And with that, I post videos almost every single day. I post little short clips from the sermon, from worship, or whatever it may be. And I've learned in doing that, with working with social media, I learned the power and the importance of consistency. See, I can post 77 videos in a row and none of them will perform well. They'll get an average amount of views, an average amount of likes, but that 78th video takes off like that. And I've learned a principle in that. I've learned the principle of consistency. Many people give up on video 77, but they don't understand or realize or see that video 78 might just be the one. You never know when you're going to get that breakthrough. You never know when it's just going to hit and be successful and be effective. So don't give up when you're not seeing good results. You often won't see good results immediately. The good results come over time after being consistent. Again, like I said, I'm not trying to make this a Christian type of video. Not that I'm ashamed of that or anything like that, but from personal experience, I'm a Christian. And the power of consistency can be seen in my Christian walk because I don't feel much closer to the Lord than I was yesterday. However, I feel a lot closer to the Lord than I was a year ago. Why is that? Because I've been intentional to invest in my relationship with the Lord every single day. It's the power of consistency. So let me end with this question. What is it in your life that you need to be more consistent about? Identify that thing and do it consistently. What are the unhealthy habits that you need to replace with healthy habits? Maybe some of these examples I've given you, you can apply. Maybe it's something I didn't even mention, but you know what it is. Identify those unhealthy habits and replace those unhealthy habits with healthy ones and be consistent about it. Don't get frustrated. Don't get upset when you don't see results in 1 week. Don't get upset and don't get frustrated when you don't see results even after a month. It's doing it day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year that brings big results. Never underestimate the power of a small habit done consistently over time. I hope this episode has helped you. I hope you've learned and gleaned something from this, and I will see you next time. I can't wait for it. It's going to be good. Be blessed.